Itemizing and making a build is the second most important thing in Dota 2. First one being deciding which egomaniac are you going to roleplay as. But most new players who want to play and experience Dota 2 have a hard time understanding this concept, which results in them having a bad time. And in the end, they quit on their first try. Which is why this video is going to help you understand how you should build your items and what you should prioritize in certain situations. There are two types of new players. First one are those who have never played a MOBA before and this is going to be their first MOBA experience. First off, I'm really sorry to hear that. And second, I'm gonna give you a suggestion that is going to make your first 100 hours journey at least bearable. Step 1, press play. Step 2, find a game. Step 3, pick your hero. Step 4, select the scoreboard and block all communications with everyone in the game. No need to thank me, you're welcome. And the second kind of players are those who have already played a MOBA before. Mostly that one MOBA that nobody ever plays, let's be honest. First thing that you need to understand is that every item in Dota is overpowered. There will be some items that give you a very small buff and perks to help you in the game, but other than that, how about I reset all of your abilities and items cooldown so that I can drop the black hole twice in a row? You could get an item that gives all of your auto attacks AoE damage, or how about I make you completely immune to all CCs and have insane amount of magic resistance to make half of the enemy team feel worthless. But I'm getting ahead of myself. First, let's cover the basics. Most items in Dota Cinematic Universe can be divided into 5 major categories: defense, damage, stats, utility, and support items. Let's start with the first one, defensive items. These items make sure that you don't get one-tapped by the enemy team like how it happens in other MOBAs. Or in the worst case, at least give you some survivability. Some notable items include Black King Bar, aka everyone's favorite item to buy, especially your position 1 carry, which gives you 60% magic resistance and CC resistance for up to 9 seconds, which by the way is enough time for you to last the whole teamfight. Aeon Disc, one of the most underrated items in my opinion, which gives you damage shield for 3 seconds with a strong dispel when your HP drops a certain threshold. Lincoln Sphere gives you a spell shield that blocks targeting spells with a very short cooldown. Now let's talk about damage items. I don't think I need to explain that much about this one. You buy damage items so that you can deal more damage. Items like Desolators that gives you damage and armor reduction, Daedalus that gives you more damage and also crit rate, Monkey King Bard that gives you attack speed, damage, and a chance to pierce through evasion and deal bonus magic damage, Dagon, Brooch, Radiance, you guys get the idea, right? Stat items. Main purpose of these items is to give your heroes their desired stats. Best example are these 3 swords. Sanj that gives you strength, slow resistance, and health restoration. Yasha gives you agility, attack speed, and movement speed. And Kaya that gives you intel, spell amplification, and mana regen amplification. You can combine any of these 2 swords together that is going to give you an item which gives you even better stats. Butterfly gives you damage, base attack speed, agility, and evasion. Octarine Core gives you HP, mana regen, and cooldown reduction. And Heart of Taras that gives you strength and health regen, just to name few items that are really important. Utility items. These items work independently and could be used for different purposes. The most used item in this category has to be Blink Dagger. That teleports your hero to point A to point B. Shadowblade that makes you invisible. Really good for sneaking in and out of combat. Force Stab that pushes the targeted unit in the direction it is facing. Hand of Midas that gives you gold and XP when you use it. And we have the final category called support items. These items help your team in one way or another. Just to name a few examples, Pipe of Insight that gives you and your teammates a magic damage shield. Vladimir's Offering gives everyone around you lifesteal, bonus damage, mana regen, and armor. Solar Crest, when used on an ally, gives them attack speed, movement speed, armor, and physical damage barrier. Even though these 5 categories are going to be something that you'll be focusing on, there are some items that are considered a blend of these categories. A hybrid in simple words. Spirit Vessel can be used to heal your teammates, but it also can be used as an offensive item that deals damage and reduces health restoration. Crimson Guard is considered a very good defensive item, especially because of the damage block, but it is also counted as a very good support item because when activated, it gives you and your teammates chance to block incoming attack damage from enemies. Dragonlance is a very good stat item, but when you combine it with your Force Staff, it makes Hurricane Pike, which gives you very good stats and also functionality of a Force Staff. We also have consumable items, but I'm not going to be talking about that. And most people will try to play this game like other MOBAs. If I'm playing a tank, then of course I'm gonna buy all defensive items. If I'm playing bot lane, then buy all damage items, like how you do in other MOBA games. But that's not how it works here. Most of the time when you're buying items, your focus will be what you need rather than going for damage. If you're playing position 1 PA, then you will prioritize farming rather than fighting. So most probably you're going for something like a Battle Fury as your first item. But if you're playing PA mid, then you can ditch the Battle Fury and go straight for raw damage, and then buy BKB. Let's take another example, Ogre Magi. If you play him as a support, you might buy items like Arcane Boots, Aether Lens, Glimmer's Cape, or maybe Force Staff. But if you're playing as position 2 or 3, you would go for some aggressive items like Aghanim Scepter, Scythe of Vice, Heart of Tarask, or maybe Dagon if you're looking for some fun. The main point is that your builds might change depending on your role and draft. There are two things that you have to keep in mind when buying items. First thing is that you need to consider what items are necessary for you. These items are really important for your hero. For example, Diffusal on Ricky or maybe Blink Dagger on Axe. If you don't buy these items, then your hero will be insufficient in the best case scenario or completely useless in the worst case. And the second thing to keep in mind is what items to buy in different situations. This is where the experience comes into play. You need to play the game so that you can understand how you should react in different circumstances. I'm not going to explain every situation you're going to be in, but I will explain to you how to counter certain annoying heroes that I struggle against when I first started playing the game. Starting with Bristleback. If you're struggling with him, then I have few words of advice. First, buy Stick or Wand in laning phase if possible. Second, buy either Silver Edge or Kanda. And if you can't do both, then just please don't attack him from the back. Spirit Vessel and Eye of Skadi is very good against heroes with a lot of lifesteal or health regen like Lifestealer, Monkey King, or Slark. Nullifier is just overpowered. This item can dispel so many abilities and items. Windranger's Windrun, Spirit Breaker's W, Ursa's W where he keeps auto-attacking you, Pugna's W, Necro's Ghost Shroud, Eul's Scepter, Glimmer's Cape, and even Force Staff. This is not even a joke. This item is amazing. If you have an enemy Zeus or Skywrath mage in the enemy team that keeps spamming their abilities, buy infused raindrops, and if possible, also buy Stick. Trust me, you're going to thank me later. And the rest is all about you playing and understanding how things work. At first, you will be very cautious. You'll keep buying items that the game recommends. 100 hours in, you'll start having fun. Maybe you'll start buying a lot of damage items and trying to one-shot the enemy. But when you're playing for thousands of hours, you'll start making atrocities like this build right here. I call this one the Aura build because when you go for this build, you'll become the king and your teammates will become the peasant that are going to do all the work for you. I don't need to do anything. My presence is all they need. My teammates didn't kill the enemy, my aura did. Alright, jokes aside, the last tip that I want to give you all is to have fun. Because at the end of the day, that's all it matters. Right?